Well, folks, day 3 of practice is winding down here at the FLW Cup, Lake Hamilton. We have the 2019 All-American champion, Brennon McCord here. Brennon, I had you on the podcast actually like a couple months ago. Well, right after you won the All-American. We talked a little bit about Hamilton. You mentioned you were going to come down here and check things out. Did you make it around to getting down here for pre-practice?
Yeah, I come down the last 3 days before the cutoff.
Okay.
And fish from daylight till dark all 3 days.
What did you try to just see what the lake was like? Because obviously it's a long way from home for you.
Oh yeah, sure. When I come down in pre-practice, I mean, I went in every pocket, every creek, every place. And the lake ain't that big anyways, but I just kind of got a feel for it and see how everything laid out and see what there was to fish and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, you mentioned to me also during that podcast that you were a little worried you'd be kind of out of your element down here. Maybe it wouldn't set up to maybe how you like to fish after a couple days of official practice here on Hamilton. What do you think? Do you like it a little more than you thought?
Well, yeah, it's a little bit better than it was before the cutoff, but it still ain't my style. The clear water kind of throws me off some, but I'm starting to figure out a little something. But hopefully it'll pan out in the tournament, you know.
I've asked several guys this, but you know, 4 days of practice can be a lot, and especially for the tour guys, they're not used to having that much time, really. For someone like yourself, how have you been utilizing 4 days of practice?
Well, I mean, I have been just picking an area out of the lake and just fishing all day there and just hopscotching what looks good to me, and hopefully I can stumble across a little bit more on what have figured out in the last couple days, but we'll see tomorrow. I mean, we got 12 more hours left.
Yep, you still got one more day. Have you committed totally to the shallow bite or deep bite? Like, have you gone one way or another, or have you been trying to kind of keep your options open?
I've been trying to keep my options open, you know, fishing a little shallow, a little deep here and there, trying to find some brush piles and stuff, but it seems like all the deep stuff is getting pretty hammered. And the shallow stuff's getting hammered too, but I'm a shallow water guy and I like power fishing. I'm going to stick to what I'm confident in and see how it goes.
Makes sense. Well, you don't need to really give us a lot of juice, but I'm curious about the shallow bite because we've heard from guys that, yeah, sure, there's fish to be caught up there, but they're also, like you mentioned, they're worried about the pressure taking its toll. Have you seen some good things from up shallow, like maybe good fish? Is it something you think you can run new water every day of the event and keep getting bit?
No, I mean, I found one area shallow that's kind of a little bit murkier water that I have a lot of confidence in. I mean, that's how I like fishing. And I've ran every inch of this lake and ain't found a bit of it yet. So.
Okay, so you can't really pattern it necessarily, or
no,
at least what you're working.
Not for me anyways. So.
Ah, okay. Well, one more day of practice left. Is there anything you'd like to try to accomplish or you wish you had one more day to do?
No, not really. I mean, I feel like I've utilized every day of practice that I've had, you know, to 100%. I just ain't stumbled across the right deal yet. So, but I mean, we got 12 more hours, like I said, so we're going to try to stumble across the right thing anyway.
And you've been handling the heat well. You're still standing, so that's good, right?
Yeah, barely.
Well, Brennon, I'm going to let you get rolling, get some dinner, get some air conditioning. You got one more day of practice, man.
All right,
good luck.
man, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, we're keeping things rolling along here. We're changing things up too because I have Kyle Walters, the Coast FLW Series champion from last fall. You're extremely tall, so I'm making you shorten down a little bit. I'm sitting up on this railing. We're doing it big time this afternoon.
Good.
You're from Florida, first and foremost. So A, you're probably accustomed to the heat, and B, you know a thing or two about grass. I've heard there's grass in here. Tell me a little bit about it.
There is. I did find some in the last couple days, and of course I went right to it to see if it was deep enough so we could flip a little bit. It's not quite deep enough. It's holding some bait, and you know, there's going to be some fish caught out of it. A little bit different, maybe a swim jig or pitching something around.
Sure, okay.
But not, you know, not a punch-in bite per se.
You know, I saw you the first morning of practice, and I was like, hey man, go find some mats and get after it. And you sent me a picture of like a trash mat, basically. There's some Dasani water bottles, there's some wood, there's like some duckweed and stuff. But is there a lot of that stuff out here?
No, that was just in the back of one pocket. Every once in a while in the back of a pocket, some of that stuff. There's just some trees that have broke off, and it's just collecting the stuff as we go. So, I saw that and thought it'd be a good idea to send you a picture of it since you challenged me that
You got my
morning.
hopes up.
Yeah, I got my hopes up. I think the lake, if I don't know how they manage the grass here, but, it could be really good in years to come. If it's coming back. I've heard, like, Ouachita and those lakes get grass and it dies off maybe the cold winters, I'm not sure, but it's neat.
Cool. We're 3 days in. Obviously, no surprise, the lake's small. It doesn't take much time to really kind of see all of it. At this point, with 1 day left to practice, do you have any piece of the lake you still have yet to decipher, or any type of pattern or technique you want to explore?
No, I think I'm pretty set on that. I've seen the whole lake at least once, a couple of spots twice, and just trying to figure out which end of the lake is holding the better fish. I think I have that figured out. Not 100% sure, because these guys can catch them, but it's going to be interesting to see which end of the lake has the bigger fish. I'm sure there's big fish on both ends, but there seems to be a concentration of boats and maybe some better bites on one end or the other, but I could be completely wrong on that. That's my take so far.
Well, being that you're not from Hamilton, you don't really know much about it, you don't have a lot of experience here. Looking at your deck a little bit ago, I saw some spinning rods, I saw some bait casters. Does that mean even in your game plan you're thinking of a little deep, a little shallow?
Yeah. I'm mostly trying to fish deep.
Okay.
I think that with the small as the lake is, there may be a early morning shallow bite for a day for a few hours. I can't imagine there's 52 pockets where 52 boats are going to spread out.
Right.
So I think the deep bite will definitely play more, and I think the history of the Cup in these areas, the deep bite has predominantly won the tournament. I know I was watching an old video, and someone said, "Oh, them guys are catching them shallow," and one of the guys said, "Yeah, but it's never been won that way." So, for me to come here, I decided to take that approach. Didn't mean I'm not going to go shallow or fish some shallow. I just think that predominantly that the bigger fish will be caught deep.
I like it, man. Kyle, I'm going to let you get to that air conditioning like I've been letting everyone else do. One more day of practice.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you Friday.
Looking forward to it. Thanks.